Hello. So if you are a fashion designer, watch this video. If you are still studying fashion designing, watch this video. If you are thinking of joining fashion designing, please watch this video. In short, watch this video. Why? Because it's going to be helpful.
Hi, I'm Bhargavi Raval and I'm a fashion mentor.
So today's video, I'm going to talk about all the career option you have if you have done your fashion designing. Now, unfortunately, most of the parents feel that if their child is done fashion designing, the only thing they're going to do is start a boutique. But no, that's not the fact. Do you know India is one of the largest exporter of textile and clothing? Now, of course, when there is such a big industry, export industry, there are job opportunities, right? And there are many foreign countries who have set up their manufacturing unit in India, the reason being cheaper labor. So, imagine if you're a designer and you get a job in an export firm. Now, there are n number of job opportunities only in an export firm. So, let's say starting first with an merchandiser. So, if you're an export merchandiser, your job is right from the order placement to the shipment. You have to look after the whole consignment. uh, Again, it depends upon your seniority, it depends upon the number of years you have given in an export firm. You can also start with say for example a designer in a sampling unit. So your job would be just to make the design according to the countries you are dealing with. Say for example, UK have a different requirement, US has a different requirement, and you have to make the designs according to the country's requirement. So you could be a sample coordinator, uh, or the whole production unit. You could be a manager of the production unit. In an export firm, you have the cutting department, the stitching department, there is washing and dyeing department, there's an embroidery department which is different. Again, there is packaging. Before packaging, there is quality controller. So you can have a job in any of these departments, overlooking the whole production process, right? As a designer, if you have a knowledge of production, if you have a knowledge of the cutting and the stitching part of it, you can manage the whole production. So yeah, you can get a job any of these departments. You can even become a quality controller if you feel that you have an eye for detailing, you have an eye to understand the mistakes. Yeah, you can become a quality controller also. So there's n number of job opportunity in an export firm. So not only export firm, we have retail industry. Now Indian retail industry is growing exponentially. uh, Places like Shoppers Stop, Pantaloon, West Side, they are booming. And why only that? 10 to 15 years back there were hardly any foreign labels, but right now you have Zara, you have Forever 21, you have H&M, or you have Tommy Hilfiger, you have n number of international labels coming to India. And of course, when they come to India, they need people to manage. They need store manager, they need visual merchandiser. So there is a job opportunity. Indeed, this is a time when there is a major demand of fashion people. Anybody who's got some knowledge into fashion. So if you are into retailing, you could be a merchandiser, you could be a retail merchandiser. Your job would be to deal with the vendors, somebody who's making the garments. So you need to tell them what is the requirement of your company, what zone, because every area have a different requirement. Clothes which sell in Bombay would not sell in Delhi. Delhi's got different season, Bombay's got different season, Calcutta's got a different fashion sense, right? So according to the zone, you have to decide what garments sell in what area, what region. Also, as a visual merchandiser, your job would be to handle the store. So what garment will come on the mannequin, which rack would have what collection, and if the whole range is arranged nicely. So all this thing is a part of a visual merchandising. Of course, then there is a window display. That again is a completely different story. So yeah, if you have a design sense, if you know what trend is, if you know what is the latest style, you can get into retail. You need not just sit and do the designing of the garments. There are other options also available. So even if you are a student and you get an internship for a sales person in any of this label, no harm in it, go ahead. In it, one of a student had come to me saying that ma'am, मुझे internship मिली है H&M में, but it's a sales thing. And of course, belonging to a very good family, she's like, oh, can I do it or should I do it? And I said, no, no, do it. Might be you feel that, to do sales is not your kind of job, but this is your learning time. You have to, it's not only the sales which you're going to do in that 2 months or 3 months time. You're going to learn so many things. You'll understand how, the visual merchandising. You'll understand how the sales reports are done. You'll understand how a store manager works. You can make contacts, and having an H&M label or Tommy Hilfiger label in your CV, of course, adds now. So even if it's that kind of a job, do it in an initial stage. It's going to be a learning experience. And of course, with retail, we have online retail also. So I had a student who was working with shoppers, and her job was to do only online sales. Now nowadays we have so many online shopping sites like Myntra, and you have Coos, and you have a number of shopping sites. And you could be a curator for them. You could be a person who would decide which clothes would be sold and what is the latest trend, and along with that t-shirt, what kind of footwear and what kind of shoes should go. So you could get if you have an eye for that, of course you can get a job in any of these places also. So it's not that if you've done your fashion designing, you just end up drawing and making designs. There's so many other jobs opportunity which are related to fashion design. And you as a designer who has a sense of style and trend could get any of these job opportunities, right? So that goes for export and retail. Now let's say if you're a designer and you have your own label. Now, it's not necessary that if you become a designer, you need to have only one boutique. You need to have a boutique. Not necessary. You can have your sales anywhere. So if you are into production, if you are not into only designer, high-end designer garments, if you are into prep line, you could be supplying to shoppers or websites or a number of places, right? You could be a vendor, or you could be working in any of these production houses who are vendors for these companies. So you could be handling not only the sampling department, you could be again into production and understanding where the embroidery is done, if it's done correctly, the sizing, the XL, L, the color variations. So of course, as a designer, if you have a knowledge of garment, you could be placed any of these places also. So if you're not into prep and if you're into high fashion, you could be supplying to many multi-designer stores also, like Azar and Amara and Melange and Ensemble. So yeah, there are many other multi-designer stores also where you can supply. Or you can have your own boutique, and if you don't want to even have a boutique, you can just do freelancing, sit at home, and then you start very small with your friends and your family, start making clothes for them, and then that's how the word will pass, and then their friends will come to you for clothes because you do amazing design. Your designs are latest, your fit is perfect, because you have the right knowledge, because you have got a training in fashion designing. You know how the cuts and the fits are, right? So that's how you're going to grow. Now, apart from designing, you can also become a stylist. Now, I will have one video which will be talking about a job of a stylist and a designer, the difference between two. But to cut it short, a stylist is not necessarily a person who would design a garment. Her job would be to coordinate a garment. Now, as a stylist, you could be working for a movie, you could be doing web series, you could be doing serials, you could be doing ad films, music videos. Now personally, I have worked in Bollywood for 10 years and it's amazing. It's a lot of fun, and it's not only about clothes. You as a stylist, you need to tell what footwear will go, what is the look, what is the characterization of that particular artist. So as a stylist, you can even be a celebrity stylist. Now nowadays the celebrities have the personal stylist. They will decide what they will wear for any of those events, like premiere events, or many parties they attend, many award functions they attend, the red carpet look. So they have celebrity stylists who would dress them. So yeah, it's a very interesting job as a stylist also. And of course, there is a job opportunity for fashion shows also. You could be a backstage manager. You know how maddening the whole backstage is during the fashion show, because in a 2 minute the garment, the model has to be out, and to make her wear the clothes, and to see to it that the right chudidar goes with the right dupatta and the right accessory, oh, it's maddening. And yeah, you need somebody who's very smart and who's very fast thinker to handle the backstage. So we have a job opportunity over there also, because as a designer you have fashion sense, you know what goes with what. And you can also be a wardrobe consultant. Now, as a wardrobe consultant, you would help them do the shopping for the whole wardrobe. So especially, I have had many of them. There are many NRIs who come to India for shopping, especially for the wedding. So shopping for the trousseau. So because I'm into this industry and I know what places sells what clothes and what range, and I know what my clients need, so I help them buy the clothes also. So yeah, you could be a wardrobe consultant, and since you are a designer, since you are a stylist, uh, you know what is going to look good for a particular body type, right? So all these are amazing job opportunities. And of course, you could be with media, you could be with fashion magazine, you could become a fashion editor, you could be helping them curate the garments for the latest edition, or you could be a fashion blogger. So if you have a passion for fashion, believe me, it's an amazing industry and there are innumerable job opportunities. It's only that, of course, it will be with lots and lots of hard work. I have spent 25 years in this fashion industry, and believe me, it's worthwhile. If you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to call me. I am easily available on Insta. So please subscribe to this channel to get all the information regarding the fashion industry. And don't forget to hit the bell button because I don't want you to miss any of my videos.